ready. We ready. We ready for y'all. We ready. We ready. We ready for y'all.
We're live. What is up, guys? Welcome to week 2. It's already week 2. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's already week 2. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok, answering your start sit questions. Normally, this show goes all the way up till kickoff, and we usually start at 12 Eastern, go all the way up to kickoff. Not going to be able to do that today, unfortunately. Probably only about 20, 25 minutes. But I figured I'd jump on here, get as many questions to, answered as we can. That way we can at least have a show. And if I don't get to your questions, if I'm not on here long enough, you can find my rankings at yardsperfantasy.com. You can use our start sit tool assistant, lineup assistant at yardsperfantasy.com/start-sit. And the coach approach, Coach Bruce and Brett, they're both going to be live on this YouTube channel at 12 o'clock anyway. They're going to go all the way up to kickoff. So you don't worry about me. If I have to get off early, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because Coach Bruce and Brett, they got you covered. Everything, we're going to have you covered all the way up to kickoff on this Yards Per Fantasy YouTube channel, on the Yards Per Fantasy Network. So what do we got? We got week 2. Lots of last-minute inactives. Alvin Kamara is out. That kind of came out of nowhere last night. I know he was battling the rib that he suffered in week 1. But most of the week, it sounded like he was going to be okay to play. There wasn't a lot of news about it. And then, boom, last night we get the report. He's probably not going to play. Confirmed that this morning. Inactives just came out. Alvin Kamara is not going to play in week 2. So what does that mean? That means Mark Ingram is going to lead that backfield. Dwayne Washington could get some run, and probably just more pass attempts to Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. He had a huge Saints debut last week. We also got Julio Jones is out. He's dealing with a knee injury. Obviously, Chris Godwin is out. Mike Evans is active, so he's good to go. So that's, these guys being out is going to help him just be an absolute target hog. And Russell Gage, I know he's a little banged up himself, but he is playing. He's going to be active. And this is a guy that we loved, in like July before the news that Chris Godwin was going to be able to start the season and the Julio Jones signing. So we loved Russell Gage up until that point. So why don't we love him now? We got to start Russell Gage in week 2. I think he's a low-end wide receiver 3 with, a guy who could finish as a wide receiver 2. So the questions are starting to flow in. Get them in on YouTube. Get them in on TikTok. Let's get to it. If you guys want to hear any of my Underdog plays, just ask. We'll talk. Otherwise, you can just go to yardsperfantasy.com. I think it's the latest article that we dropped yesterday. See all my Underdog plays for this week. So we got Kirk Cousins or Trey Lance. That's the first question I'm going to get to. Now, I know we had Kirk Cousins came out and had a great game last week. Kind of as expected, to be honest with you. And then Trey Lance was a flop because of the weather. So if you want to play it safe, we'll go with Kirk Cousins. I have him ranked as my QB9 this week, so I'm pretty high on Kirk Cousins this week. Against the Eagles, that's probably going to be a shootout game, but I just can't get myself away from the rushing upside and floor that Trey Lance brings to the table. So I do have Trey Lance still ranked as my QB8 for the week. So I would lean Lance, but I'm totally cool with playing it safe with Kirk Cousins as the QB9 this week. So what do we got? Bateman or Freiermuth at flex, full PPR. So Freiermuth really surprised me last week. This was a guy I was kind of down on coming into the season. Bad offense, lots of target competition. He came out and he commanded, 26% of the targets in week 1. That was impressive. 75 yards, I believe he had. With that said, I'm rolling with Bateman. I think their floor is, he's got a higher floor than Freiermuth. He's got way less target competition, better offense, and he's a stud wide receiver as opposed to a tight end. So we're gonna go Bateman. Sorry. Schultz or Pitts? We're gonna go Pitts. That's pretty easy. Should I add Burkhead and drop Jamal Williams since Swift is playing? I wouldn't want to drop Jamal Williams because I do think he's going to get more involved with Swift out. I mean, with Swift playing today, even though he's banged up, I think, Williams is going to be at least somewhat involved. I mean, he got 11 carries last week, probably be a little bit more this week with the Swift injury, even though he's playing. However, Burkhead was out there commanding a pretty significant target share, getting pretty significant workload as far as the carries as well. So I think we'd roll with Burkhead. So I would roll with Burkhead there. Just give me 1 second here. The reason I'm The reason this show is going to be short and I thought it was going to go to 12 was because my dad's coming to watch the game. Turns out he's here early. So we're going to shut down the show, unfortunately. Sorry. We will be back on Wednesday afternoon live. And like I said, head over to YouTube. The Coach Approach is going to be live in about 15 minutes, which Coach Bruce and Brett, they're going to be answering your start sit questions all the way up to kickoff. They got you covered. You can just find my rankings, find all my content at yardsperfantasy.com. Use our start sit tool. It takes your questions that you're asking in here, and it basically tells you what I would answer because it goes against my rankings. So that's yardsperfantasy.com/start-sit. The link is in my bio on TikTok. Sorry about the short show, guys. Normally this won't happen. We're going to be going all the way up to kickoff every week. This is kind of a special occasion. So I apologize, and that was a short show. Robert Woods, Zay Jones, or Ashton Doolin? Let's roll with Ashton Doolin.